episode 32, and this is a Screen Age podcast, and I'm Connor, one of the hosts that's here. Oh, God.
And the other host that is always here, Rodrigo. Oh boy, you're having a bit of a...
I'm having
meltdown over there.
a morning. Yeah.
You're having one of those days.
I am. People that don't really know, we can see each other when we're recording, and I just put my hands in my...
One more time.
head in my hand.
Try it again.
Okay. Well, this is an unusual episode 32 because, well, there's not going to be a gaming section of it, but it's not really what you think. It's not that nothing happened this week. No. It's the shit that's so much. It's the.
Come on. I'll try. I'll give it a go. So what he's trying to get at is that there is not a...
See, it is not that hard. What?
It's not a thing. It's not a thing that there isn't anything, and like it was a dry week. No, it's not that. It's that there was actually way too much, and there is still a lot to come.
So much more.
For those who don't know, like E3 started yesterday. And there'll be more today with like Xbox and Bethesda. So like there's just gonna be so much of gaming news coming from today, the 13th of June, as of recording, all the way through to the recording of next week. So what we decided to do last minute to this week just do TVs and movies.
Yes.
And then next week, do a mainly focused gaming episode. If there is something big in TV and movies, we will cover it quickly before we move on to the game and stuff next week. But next week will definitely be mainly focused on the game section.
Yeah, like we just have way too many things. There was one time where we had, like, I think it was summer. No, it wasn't Summer Games. But some form of like release came out, and we had so much stuff to go through. We couldn't even get through some of the big stuff that we wanted to get to. Then we forgot about it the next week. So we're just going to split it in half, because we have so many movies and TV things as well to go through this week. So hopefully we make up for the lack of video games. But anyway,
definitely, yeah.
Movies first, because it's a little less.
Yeah, let's go movies. Yeah.
Movies.
I guess I'll go first.
Good, because all my ones lead me into rants that are just going to keep going.
so I'll just start with this one. So, yesterday I went to see A Quiet Place 2.
Woo!
In the cinema first time in the cinema in over a year and a half.
Year and
2 years? Is it 2? No, year and a half. Yeah,
year and a half ish.
Well, it depends the last time I saw a film, which I can't remember which one it was.
Yeah, I can't remember the last one I saw either.
Yeah, man.
I can remember my first movie, which is Finding Nemo. I can't even remember that. Oh, anyway.
I can't remember my first movie. I can only remember my first movie in Ireland, which is Daddy Daycare.
Oh.
It's a really weird one to go in the cinema. But anyway. So I got to see Quiet Place 2 in the cinema, so I got the full effect of the big screen and the sound effects. Oh my god, what a film. It is so good. Like I personally think is probably better than the first one.
Which is
even though
statement.
I know that's a statement, but I mean that's a statement coming from me, because last week I was on about how amazing the first one is. But I also think it might be a little bit of a biased decision for me, for the simple fact that I saw the first one at home, and then I saw the second one in the cinema. So like when you see stuff in the cinema, it just adds that bit more to it. Because like when I saw the first one, I was never scared. Like I was never like nervous or scared while I was watching it. But when the second one had me fucking jumping out of my seat.
Yeah, like this is like you can't compare experiences between a screen on your wall at home that's like maybe 65 inches, which is the one that's here in my house, excuse me, versus what did we say it was, like
100,
430 or some shit?
couple of hundred, yeah.
Yeah, it's a couple of
Like,
100 inches.
and just the sound, the whole surround sound, and you honestly just get like just sucked into it, because like, yeah, you could do that at home, like if you have a good setup, good TV, good like a sound bar, and like the surround sound kit and all that, but like it's not the same. Like,
No.
the phone is there, you can go get up, pause the movie to go to the toilet, get up and make popcorn in the middle of it. Like, there's, when you're in the cinema, it starts and there's no stopping it.
Yeah, there's something special about having to
Um,
hold your pee until you finish the movie.
Yeah, so like that adds just a whole extra bit of it. Like, I for the last like 20 minutes of the film, I needed to go to the bathroom so bad, and I was like, I am not getting up. I was like, I might piss myself if I get scared, but I'm
Good.
not getting up.
Like that. Like, it's funny you say you went to like a horror movie that you were like jumping out if you see it, and you're like, I gotta hold this piss. This gotta stay in me. One jump, that's it. Like a little hair trigger. As soon as that comes,
Yeah.
out it comes. I get a lot warmer.
Yeah, and obviously, like I think I've said it a million times, I'm not a fan of scary movies. I'm not a fan of horror films. I don't see the attraction for it. But this film, there's something about it that I just really, really enjoy. I just really, really do. I don't know why. And usually when I'm forced into watching horror films, I usually am like very like laid back, sitting back and just going, there's a jump scare, there's a jump scare, there's a jump scare coming. And then when it does come, I'm not scared. I try to do the same thing with this film. I was like, there's one coming, and then one didn't come. I was like, okay, I'm safe. And then literally like maybe 5 seconds later, one comes up. It's like, damn, you got me with that one.
That's
and
what
the
I love.
whole film, I was trying to go, there's a jump scare coming, don't get scared. There's one coming, don't get scared. And then bam, it fucking gets me again. And like, it was just so good. And can we just take a second? Cillian Murphy.
Oh yeah.
Oh, what a man. First of all, beautiful man. That beard.
Yeah.
Oof.
Beard shaven. Well, he's
and-
one of the few that's like, a beard will do great things, but even just being clean shaven does equally as great things.
Yeah. And honestly, he's one of the better parts of that film.
Not surprised at all.
He definitely, I wouldn't say he stole the show. I wouldn't say that he was up there and he stole the show. No. I would definitely say that he was a great addition to this series. A fantastic addition. As far as the third part comes, I don't see the need for it. But I mean, I didn't see the need for a second one.
True.
So, but apparently there will be it'll be a trilogy thing.
Yeah,
I don't see the need of it, but hey, I enjoyed it, so bring it on, I guess.
If it goes beyond a trilogy, then I'll be like, I don't really know what the hell's going on. But if it stops the trilogy,
make it yeah, exactly. Make it a trilogy to get, the whole like, we had a trilogy thing, and then just move on. Apparently it is set up for like March 2023, so there's still a long time for it to like even just get cancelled or just not go through with it. But yeah, fantastic. I would 100% recommend anyone to watch this. It's just so good.
Speaking of trilogies that we have absolutely no fucking need for whatsoever, if I ever see this come beyond this film, I think I might curl up into a ball and exit the universe through my own black hole.
Oh boy.
Yeah, if you don't know what I'm talking about, and you don't know where my passion is, I'm of course talking about Jurassic World 3.
When you said trilogy, I was like, where is it going? And then you said all that, I was like, it's Jurassic Park.
Oh yeah, absolutely. What the fuck? We got a trailer for it, or a teaser thing. Oh
No, we didn't though, did we?
yeah, we did.
Did we? I thought it was a thing that they said that we won't get a trailer for a while.
No, again, teasers.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's a teaser trailer, whatever the fuck you want to call it.
Is it still with Chris Pratt?
Yeah, it's still with Chris Pratt.
Chris Pratt.
And with the entire original trilogy. And God fucking knows what else is going to be in this. But, look, allegedly
Fast and
this
Furious is coming.
Thank you. And?
And what?
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 Anyway, that's the most random fucking thing that has been said to me in a while. Like with this movie, there's just no need. There was no need for Dominion. That's the other. Oh, Fallen Kingdom. Sorry, this one's Dominion.
Yes.
There was absolutely no need for it, but I still kind of wanted to give it a bit of a chance when it came out, because I was like, okay, look, I really enjoyed World. I think it's one of the better ones. It's probably the second best one after the first movie. I love Chris Pratt in it.
It was very good.
Yeah, I love it's big. It's not too futuristically. It's more scientific, and I do love its feel of just how there's still got a sense of wonder in it again that first film had, and when Fallen Kingdom came out, I was like, it's gonna ruin, and I know it is, but I'm still gonna give it a chance. And by God, did it just stomp it into that ground. But now Dominion is here, and it's set 4 years after the ending of Fallen Kingdom, and I'm like, that's a long time. That's a long time.
Yeah, I guess the reason for that is, for those who haven't seen Fallen Kingdom, at the end they kind of just released them into the world, and like it kind of becomes their world again. So I think they're doing the whole time jump to let like everything grow out, like all the trees again, because humans aren't like interfering anymore, and like the dinosaurs can just roam the world now freely, and then it'd be like, okay, now we got an issue. And what that issue is going to be, I have no idea.
I have no, like, this is the thing. It's 4 years, and to quote Halo 4, a lot can happen in 4 years. So I don't know if they're gonna go the whole. There's like two routes I can see them taking, because there's no point in thinking of a third, like kind of unknowing one that they're gonna be smart about and think of it. It's not gonna be like that. I know it's not gonna be fucking like that, because I've seen Fallen Kingdom. It's not gonna be like that at all. It's gonna be one of two stereotypical things: the world has fucking ended because all these dinosaurs have come in, or we're riding with them.
Yeah, and I think it's gonna be a thing of like two tribes.
Yeah,
so one tribe trying to get rid of him, and Chris Pratt like teaming up with a fucking T-Rex, throwing a harness on that bitch and just riding it into town.
Ark Survival Evolved, the movie.
Yeah, Ark in real life.
Yeah.
But it's because like it's not. I'm trying to justify the fact that it's coming out. I'm trying to be like it's a stupid fun film like a Fast and Furious. You know, it's stupid and just action and it's fun.
No, it's
like,
stupid.
It is stupid, and like, I mean, it probably the new series shouldn't have come out. And if they were gonna do a thing, they probably should just start it over, not like continued on, because this whole like, hey, we made dinosaurs. That was a bad idea. And then the next one is, we made another dinosaur. That was a bad idea. Don't you think after the first time you're like, hey, we messed up, let's do this. The second time we'll get it right. You mess up twice, maybe you should stop making dinosaurs. Maybe it's not the best idea. Maybe just leave them dead. Yeah, how about that? Just leave them dead. But the fact that like practically every film, just they make a new fucking T-Rex that no one can take down but this one guy. You know?
I just realised something.
What?
The first movie, because you broke it down for me there. The first movie is they make a special park. A bunch of people go to this special park. The park starts to break down. All the dinosaurs break out. Park has to close. That's it.
Yes.
Second movie. Well, this is Lost Kingdom. No, it's Lost World. Sorry, Lost World Jurassic Park. A group of military people go back to get those dinosaurs, to bring them back to the mainland, which is San Diego in this case, for another park. And then the third one is a random thing I don't want to talk about. Now, let me recap the first two movies of Jurassic World. They build a park. People go to the park. Another dinosaur breaks out. All the dinosaurs breaks out. the park has to close.
Second
movie, a military group goes back to the island to get the dinosaurs, to bring them back to the mainland, which happens to be Vancouver or some shit, and they all break out.
Yes.
I just realized now they are following the same patterns. They're doing a Star Wars on it, but much worse. Which is saying something, because The Last Jedi exists.
You definitely...
Actually, Last Jedi was now we're close to, what you call it, Empire Strikes Back. But anyway, yeah, they're following the same pattern.
Yeah, it is 100% the exact same pattern. And each film, each trilogy at this stage starts with like... Well,
the second Jurassic Park, and both of them has Jeff Goldblum in it. Sorry, keep going.
It's a complete circle at this stage, but no, like, and each one starts with making a dinosaur, and then in the newer ones, it's like we made this super hybrid T-Rex that is just like nothing can stop it, and it. Yeah, not even ye, the ones that built it, can stop it. Like, that's so dumb. And then fucking Chris Pratt shows up and somehow manages to stop it. Like, that's just straight up dumb.
Yeah.
Like, can we just stop making dinosaurs and let them be extinct? They're extinct for a reason. You know? It's dumb. And like, if this happened in real life, I would never, ever go to that park.
I would.
Who in their right mind? Don't say you would.
I didn't even let you get the sentence out before I said it. I would, yeah. Absolutely.
You would go?
Absolutely, yeah. Rod, my favourite movie is Jurassic Park. If I'm going to die, I'm going to die in Jurassic Park. And this is on recording now, so I have to live by it. So if it ever does actually happen, I'm going to Jurassic Park and dying.
And dying. Any intelligent person wouldn't go. No, but like, in fairness, like, they should just really stop with these films. Like,
no, any intelligent person should stop
to.
making Jurassic Park movies.
Yes, just please, for the love of God, stop making Jurassic Park films. And now to another thing that maybe they probably should stop making too.
I assume we're going into Indiana Jones 5 now, yeah? Yeah, my segue to this. Speak of another Spielberg franchise they need to stop going with. So we both had the exact same thing, yeah. Say Indiana the piece Jones. Of info that we now have, because, oh fuck.
I don't know. I don't even know if I want to say it, to be honest.
No,
you say it. I don't care.
So apparently, they're gonna try and de-age Harrison Ford with CGI for this movie. De-age Harrison Ford for this movie. Now, it's not going to be for scenes. It's not going to be here he's going to be de-aged for a little bit and here he's not. It's not going to be like what's the actor who plays Doc Ock in the new Spider-Man movie. I can never remember his name. I absolutely love him, but I can't remember his name. It's not going to be like that, where it's going to be like a side character or like not the main character. No. The main character for like a good 2-hour length movie is going to be digitally de-aged.
And we've seen these things happen.
Yeah.
And they never look good.
Ever.
Like, the only film I could probably say that I've seen and been like, you know what, that was not the worst, was The Irishman, when they de-aged Robert De Niro. And that's the only reason that worked. And like, I know I can see your face because you're like, it didn't look great. The only reason it was like acceptable is because it's a slow film. There's no movement, so it's a lot easier to make it look natural as possible, which is never natural because it just looks wrong. But like, the best way to do is when it's a chill film, you know, it's just mainly talking. There's no like fucking running away from boulders and shit like that. Like, but Indiana Jones, there's a lot of action. There's a lot of action, a lot of jumping, a lot of this, a lot of that. So to continuously de-age him in those type of scenes, it's gonna look terrible.
Yeah. Now, like, you could look at other action movies and go, maybe it's the good way to go with if you want the action. Because if there's an action scene, you cut away from him, or you show him the back of the guy, or show him at a distance running along, so you can have like, you can kind of cheat the system with it. But Indiana Jones movies are not shot that way. Like, if you look at every Indiana Jones movie, every time there's like a scene, it's like it's Indy's face. You can see him. It's close by. Even what you call it, Kingdom of the Crystal Skull. It was still him. You could see him. It was like, it was all kind of. That's why I love those movies. Are really good because it's centered around Indy, and it is Indy, and he's there, and it's his face. You can't, if you're going to de-age it, and like when you run, as you said, when he's running away from the boulder, you see him. So if you're going to have
see his face,
him running away from something and de-age, he's going to be moving up and down, moving left to right, darting left and all that way. You have to trace all that. I have to track every which way that man face and jowls move, where it's like,
and
wrinkles.
That's a nightmare.
It's a fucking nightmare for someone who isn't. How old did you say it was? 78.
It's 78 or something like that.
It's a nightmare. Must have been. It was still probably, in some way, it was still ingenious, but still a nightmare for like the Irishman, because again, it's still a chill enough movie. There's not a whole lot of movement and stuff like that, but it still doesn't look natural. What the fuck is this going to be? Unless they just be like, oh, we've been developing the store software that makes us all great. That leads me to two things. One, excellent. Two, the world of spy espionage is about to explode.
Yeah. Oh god. I don't know. I don't like, this is dumb.
Yeah.
Like Indiana Jones, the first one.
Oh,
what a film! One of the best films out there ever.
Ironically, though, even if he wasn't, and people are gonna
I love
fucking
that.
hate,
I love that.
and I do love saying it wouldn't even have fucking mattered if he wasn't there, but it's one of the best movies ever.
Yeah, because if he wasn't there, the Nazis still find the thing, and you know that everything still happens the same way, even if Indiana Jones wasn't there.
Yeah,
you know, which is really funny.
Hilarious to me.
Probably not intentional by the director. Definitely a loophole that kind of a plot hole. Sorry, that just went over their heads. But yeah, that's kind of funny. But even at that, it's still one of the best films of all time.
Yeah,
and then we just had like 4.
Yeah,
I mean, like, I don't know if I can say any of them are like really bad. Like, they're not great.
4 isn't really
but they're
bad.
Not like.
But it's so wacky, and it's out of
it's
touch
unnecessary.
With what it is. Yeah, like, we can't really go too much further onto this because we are running short. I guess we're running short on time. We could go a little bit longer, in fairness. Like the first 3, I love all of them. I actually have a special place in my heart for 2. For some random reason, I love Temple of Doom.
Yeah.
People aren't the biggest fan of it, but I absolutely love it. I love that soundtrack. It's great. Third one is my favorite by far. But like the whole thing, those ones is there's nothing really wacky in it. Like everything is real kind of. You kind of look at it and go, it's in some way possible. It looks real. Like it looks like when someone gets hit, like they might get back up instantly, but it still looks like it hurt in the moment. In this one, you're on this specialized deforesting Nazi machine, and then Shia LaBeouf swings with CGI monkeys, and then someone gets eaten by ants, and then there's aliens. Like I'm good with
it goes off the wall.
Yeah, I'm good with the Ark of the Covenant. I'm good with ritualistic cult members, and I'm also good with the fucking Holy Grail itself. But aliens is too much for me.
It's too far. Definitely. And I mean, the man is 78 years old. Leave the man rest.
Well,
like,
yeah.
Like, let him do films that are a little chiller, like The Irishman. Like, he doesn't need to be running around. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Where he gets the Pleasure Man and grey spandex. One of the funniest behind the scenes images I've ever seen. Right behind
those are really funny.
Oh,
those
right really behind Kristen Stewart patting Taylor Lautner on her head. That takes the pick.
Yeah. I was gonna bring it up, the toilet one. Oh, It's so funny.
Fucking
Like
hilarious.
her just going like, and it's like, oh my god, he's touching a wolf, and then
Yeah.
like behind the scenes, just him like this, and like
Yeah.
touching his head. Oh, it's so funny.
Like,
Uh,
it's kind of necessary in Call of the Wild when like you kind of have to have some form of movement or some form of reference point. That's grand. The funniest thing about the Twilight one is it's completely unnecessary. There's so many ways
Yeah.
of doing that.
yeah. It's so funny. Like even like when you see like behind the scenes when they do Thanos, because it is your man. What's his name?
Josh Brolin.
Yeah, Josh Brolin. He's just standing there, and then he has got a stick attached to his back that goes up about maybe 2 more feet with like Thanos' face on it, and that's just so funny to see. I don't know why it's funny. It just is.
No, it is absolutely hilarious, but at least that has rhyme and merit to it because it's like the actors have to look at something because you can't have like them picture like 2 more feet because like Spider-Man's gonna be like looking here and like Iron Man's gonna be like looking there.
Yeah, they have to have a point to look at. Yeah, definitely. But it's just so funny.
It's hilarious.
Yeah. Will we move on, or will we touch quickly on the Lord of the Rings?
I want to touch quickly on the Lord of the Rings thing, purely because
so
there's so much anime shit coming up.
Yeah, so they're developing an animated movie. Of Lord of the Rings.
I can't remember what it's called.
God, kind of a lot of Lord of the Rings stuff.
But not enough at the same time. I will get into that in the movie or TV series.
Not enough, but I don't see the need for this. You might, but
no.
I'm not the fan. I'm not the biggest fan of the animated films. Like that. Like Lord of the Rings is great because it's like an orc looks realistic, you know, and like the elves, they look like elves, and like the hobbits, they're small, you know, but like when it's and they're real people, you know, and like, but when you see an animated film, it's like, yeah, this all makes sense because they're animated, but when you see it in real life, it's like, wow, this could have happened, you know. I'm looking at it right now, and that's what makes the spectacle of the Lord of the Rings films so amazing.
Yeah,
but I don't
like if
I don't see the need for this.
I couldn't watch the Battle of Helm's Deep as an animated thing and not be absolutely blown away every single time. And that's from the second movie as well. I couldn't watch the Final War. I couldn't watch any of the battle scenes in an animated thing. I'd be like, okay, whoa. But what I find absolutely hilarious about this entire thing is I don't know what anime it is. I think it's called Banana Fish, and you're gonna laugh at the title, but it's a really serious it's a real messed up, not even messed up, it's just a real emotional anime thing. I think it's in that. I could be wrong. I should ask one of my friends.
That type of animated stuff, is it?
Yeah, it's anime, but in the anime, one of the characters is watching Lord of the Rings, but it's on his screen in anime. It's Frodo and Sam as anime characters on the screen for like a few seconds, and it just zooms out. That's what I fucking love about it. Is it exists in an anime, but now it exists as an anime.
Yeah.
But
that's crazy.
Oh, it's crazy. But for people who are not really sure what this is, it is set 250 years before the original trilogy. So it's not way back to when the Amazon series is set, and it's not set back when The Hobbit is. It's set, well, sorry, yeah, I say trilogy, but The Hobbit as well. It's set well before. It's some battle I can't remember now off the top of my head. But yeah, I'm not really looking forward to it. I also don't understand how they got the rights to it, because God help me if it's like, it's so difficult to get rights for Lord of the Rings stuff. So how these guys got it is completely beyond me, unless it's like just a headcanon type of thing, or it has been confirmed.
It must have been.
But it's not the biggest part of it. But yeah, it must have been, but I don't really know. Yeah,
I don't know either. Well, hey, I mean, we'll just have to wait and see, get more information on it. What type of anime they're going with, and the style and all that kind of jazz. Because like, I think, like, even just you and I, like, when you heard animated, you instantly went like anime style of animation.
Well, it is.
And I went more. Yeah, I know, yeah. But like when I first read it, I went for more like Archer style or that type of animated. So like,
Oh no.
like even then, it's like there's so many people like thinking different things until like we actually physically see a drawing in front of us and go, okay, that's what they're gonna look like. Okay, maybe that could like that's not too bad.
Yeah.
You know, that kind of way.
Like even as an avid anime watcher, like looking, I don't know what art style they're going to go for. And art style anime is a huge thing. It's a massive
Yeah,
thing.
it does. It makes or breaks it. Yeah.
Yeah, and like if it's too sleek, it won't have the realistic feel that the movies have. But if it's too gritty, then it won't have the same wondrous feeling that the movies have. It's such.
And yeah, and you can definitely go too childish too.
Oh yeah, easily, so easily.
You know, and like so it's such a fucking dark road that they're going down. You know, it's a very difficult road that they're playing with fire, really.
Yeah.
But hey, we'll wait.
Yeah, and now do you want to link this now into TV series, because this is a discussion I had with one of my roommates during the week actually. We haven't like. There has been some murmurings about the Lord of the Rings show and such like that.
Yes.
But there's one thing that we just haven't gotten, and it's haven't got like, let alone a teaser, let alone anything like that. Like I've noticed like there's been like no behind the scenes shit at all.
Nothing.
But there hasn't even been a title for this thing released yet. And that was like, I think that twinged with me yesterday. I don't think it was yesterday. I was like, we don't even have a title for this thing. So my issue, and this is more of a question now, like a quick question before we move on to all the other things that we have, is with the anime movie, we already have a title, and we're going into, so we know exactly when it's set, everything about it. This one, we don't. We just have its setting. Do you think? How do you think it's fan theories are going to fuck with this? Because I think, since we know its setting, it's going to send so many people into overdrive thinking what theories are going to be, that as soon as these theories are not met, it's going to be just disregarded and be like, no, I don't like this because my theory wasn't met. But at the same time, if they released the title, it could probably shorten it down a little bit more, and more people could make like better judgments. But if they didn't release its era and just released its title, then we would have the same thing of theories going crazy,
making theories.
So
like we do have a synopsis, like a pretty detailed synopsis of what is going to happen. So what the show's about, not what's going to happen. Like so I think it's a good idea that they haven't released a title for the film yet, for the simple fact that it's gonna, like, could you imagine like the whole build up coming up to like the trailer release, like just the build up, what's gonna be called, and then like they show us a trailer, right? You see this amazing trailer and you're just there fucking jittering like a little child out of excitement, and then this name comes up and it's like, oh wow,
okay,
wow. And it's also a way of like, hey, we don't exactly know what to call it yet. We got a couple names up in the air. Let's see what the fans are thinking. Let's see what kind of names they're coming up with. And maybe there's one that they already had planned and it's really popular with the fans, and they go, let's choose that one. You know, that could be the tiebreaker. They're like, we got two names, like, which one do we go for? They go into these forums, Reddit, whatever, and they're just like, hey, look, this one keeps popping up and people are like really liking that name. Let's go with that one and throw it at the end of the trailer to just really like bring it home, you know. And I mean, if that's the way they're gonna do it, fucking do that. That'd be amazing. But like you said, it is a dangerous game because people are definitely already, like, even since the announcement of the Lord of the Rings series, there was already so many like theories and plot lines that they want to explore, and like all this and that, and like that could definitely hurt it. But I don't know. I don't know. Like, I kind of like that it's such a hidden show. Like, there's no behind the scenes. There's no like set photos. There's no poster releases. There's There's no
I'm
like
really sorry. My dog
actors
is
in
barking
costume.
outside, and it's fucking hilarious because I just see my audio waves go whoop, whoop, whoop.
I don't hear him.
That's fine. The mic is picking it up. But continue.
I heard him there. But like and like I lost my train of thought now. Oh, like there's no like actors in costume. Not even that. Like there's nothing. And I think that could be a good thing. I like the secrecy of this because although as much as the fan and the enthusiast in me wants to like know everything, see everything as it's developing, I also as the fanatic in me wants to just go into this blind and just experience it in the moment and not be like, oh yeah, I saw this and I read about that and things like that.
Because the other side of this is the House of Dragon thing, where they released it behind the scenes thing, and all I can go is, oh no, Matt Smith does not look great.
Yeah. Like it is, you're definitely playing like with fire on both ends. Like there's no winning with either side of it, because even like, I know this back to movies, so like I won't stay on it for too long, but like when Robert Pattinson's Batman suit was like the picture on set was released, there was a lot of divide. There was a lot of, oh my god, this is great, and then there was a lot of, oh my god, that's bad. And then the trailer came out and there was like, that's a great suit, so like when you do those releases of like set pictures and stuff, you're gonna get a lot of divide, either good or like you're gonna get a lot of good and a lot of bad, So, but yeah, I'm looking forward to this series. Whenever it fucking comes out, it's been fucking teased to us for years. So, it's meant to be this year, though, isn't it?
No idea.
Yeah.
Well, look, let's just move on because we're wasting a lot of time with that, a lot more than I anticipated. The remainder of TV series, and this is the reason why I was very confused by that, is because it can be categorized into just 3 categories of Marvel, video games, and anime. Because that's all. Yeah. There's so much of all 3 coming out.
Yeah. Like I guess we'll hit with the main one. I guess with Loki.
Absolutely.
Coming out on Wednesday.
Wow. Oh, absolutely, yeah. It was incredible.
Wow. Fantastic. What a start. Only 6 episodes, so like I'm glad they really like first episode just were like, here we go, this is what's about. Next episode, we're set to go. Like, wow, what a show, like so far, like it's just so good. Like Tom Hiddleston is amazing as Loki.
Love that, man.
It's good to see him back as the mischievous guy that we all loved. It's good to see that. And do you know what? I didn't know it was Owen Wilson. Like that man has really transformed into that character.
You didn't know it was Owen Wilson.
It's unbelievable. What?
You didn't know it was Owen Wilson.
When I saw him, I was like,
oh, okay.
He looks very familiar.
Oh, Jesus.
And then he started talking. I was like, that voice is like, that's a voice I know. And I looked up. I was like, that's Owen Wilson. That's crazy. His transformation. In fairness, like
he's really
we're
good.
We're used to like, in fair, yeah, he's amazing in it. But we're used to like the big fucking blonde hair and all that. And then he's got like, it's just completely transformed. To be honest, like it's crazy.
I was every scene with him in it. I was really taken back with him.
Yeah.
We will just say a spoiler warning just in case, just so we don't get in trouble. Like there is spoiler, because there is one thing that we wanted to mention just briefly, which was spoiler. Those Infinity Stones in the thing, and people are like kind of complaining like, what was the thing you said yesterday? I wanted to bring it up here.
Oh, it was like people were saying like, like Natasha and Gamora's death were pointless, because these lads just have Infinity Stones lying around as paperweight, so like they died for nothing. If you're saying that, you clearly have no idea what the whole point of the Loki series is and the ATV. You clearly didn't pay attention to what they do, like
for a second.
For one like even Loki caught on at the end, like,
Yeah.
and you still haven't caught on. Like, the thing about the ATV is that it's separate to any universe, to anything. Like, these stones only work in the universe, in that universe, and ATV is not part of that universe. You know, they're just the guys that control and make sure that the timeline is the timeline and there's no deviations from it.
And I think where people,
so like, obviously the stones aren't going to work there.
and I think I think it's a bit more than just it won't work there. I think what people are getting more confused about is like why they're there in the first place. If there's so many of them, like what's the point of like going back for just this one? I think I haven't really looked too much into it, but I feel if people are going to get kind of confused with what ATV is, it isn't like, oh, they just have all these really powerful things around the place and it's an ultimate power. It's not that at all.
Yeah.
It's they're rectifying other people's meddling with those Infinity Stones. Because for a while I was like, when I saw them, I instantly thought, boy, isn't the point that like, because this is how I rationalized it, or how I came to the conclusion was, in Endgame they bring the Infinity Stones back to the rightful place at their timeline. So that's what you're saying. It's their thing. So it's different than just normal time travel. Those Infinity Stones are other people's meddling with time travel and those stones.
Exactly. So it would be like just a plain example of like let's say the collector or whatever his name was in Guardians of the Galaxy had one of those stones, and I think he had the Power Stone, and one day like he was just meant to walk past it, but someday he decided to actually grab it and like punch someone with it or use it or something. Then that created a diversion in that timeline that wasn't meant to happen. So they step in, and in stepping in, when they take the collector, they obviously have the stone. So when they take all his possessions, they take that stone. So now they just have this stone, and then people will be like, oh, why didn't they go back and put it back in the place? No, because they reset that. They explain it.
Yeah.
You know, they go in, they step in, and they reset that timeline. So that timeline never happens. So it just goes back 2 seconds before he takes it, and he doesn't take it. So he just continues with what was meant to happen. But now they got this extra one, so like they just throw it in a fucking drawer because they don't need it. But then I was thinking,
oh no,
there's a massive plot hole by adding this ATV thing in the sense that, okay, so Loki wasn't meant to escape. Okay, so Loki escaping and grabbing the Tesseract and doing that wasn't meant to happen. Then that means that Iron Man dropping it, losing it, Loki picking it up wasn't meant to happen. Therefore, them going back in time even further to the 70s to get the Tesseract back then wasn't meant to happen either.
See, no, I think no, cause I think it was them not having the Tesseract was supposed to happen. But I think it goes back to what you were saying with the collector. Your example about that one day he's supposed to just walk past it, but he isn't actually supposed to pick it up and do anything with it. So I think that event still happens. Tony still has his cardiac arrest. He goes down, and I believe the Tesseract still gets hit and goes across the floor. But I think in the original Endgame, because it shows Loki taking it and getting away, but that was just the setup. That was just a setup for it, and they were like, I saw I think they had the setup written before some main writers came in for Endgame, right, like that, or for some Marvel things. So they had that set up already, but that was the timeline in which Loki creates that diversion. So what was supposed to happen, I say, is someone else is supposed to get it and pick it up and go away with it. Someone else is supposed to get it, not Loki, but Loki decides he's going to get it and go away with it this time. So he actually
if it's like that, then I understand that.
Yeah, like he created that diversion, because after that, then, because in the original thing he doesn't. It's confusing, because now I think of it, they do still have the Tesseract after a while, but Thor has a Tesseract, doesn't he? And he goes.
Yeah. See, there's the whole thing.
There is a whole thing, but it's just those brief moments between. Like, I still kind of believe it's supposed to knock on the ground or something. To me, what's the, like, because I don't think you see them hand off the Tesseract.
No, I think it's like Doesn't Ant-Man cause Tony to have a cardiac arrest,
Yeah.
and then when he falls down, Thor puts down the briefcase
Yeah, no,
to revive him.
yeah, no. I
And
mean, in the
then
first Avengers, we don't see them handing off the Tesseract. The Tesseract just goes.
oh no, we don't see that.
Yeah,
We just see them like get in the elevator, and that's it.
yeah, no,
Yeah.
that's the gray area I'm talking about. In first Avengers, we don't
Okay.
understand what happened between then and how Thor then again got another access to the Tesseract, because I think it is fake, isn't it? In the vault.
Yeah, because they doesn't like Hydra have them. Like Hydra gets it or
Yeah,
something.
and Hell even makes reference to say that's impressed, like, or so that's cute or something like that. 'Cause I think it's like reference to how it's not actually the real one.
It's not the real.
So there
one.
is definitely a patch between when one does and one doesn't get the Tesseract in the end. So
Yeah,
I still
it's messy. It is.
it's messy, but I
um,
still think the Avengers are supposed to not have it, so they have to go further back. So I don't think there necessarily is a plot hole. Again, going by like your collector
analysis.
analysis
Yeah,
of it.
yeah.
I don't think there is one, but it certainly is
Okay.
messy.
Yeah, it definitely is messy. That's why I hate when like they play with time travel, because it really does get messy.
It does.
It can get really messy really quick, and it has gotten messy really quick.
Mm.
But that's Loki episode 1. We'll see Loki episode 2, and we'll continue our review of it.
Absolutely.
Very excited for it though.
Oh,
great.
Great.
Yeah. What else do you have?
Oh, we've gotten so many video game things. Most of them from fucking Ubisoft. We have the first look at
I was gonna say.
yeah, we have the first look from the Splinter Cell one, and already I'm like, oh
Yes.
fucking no.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, that bad?
It's not the fact that's that bad. No, because we literally just saw a picture. Oh, I just saw a picture of Sam
Okay.
Fisher. First off, I didn't want to see Sam Fisher. The first thing I said to you when we started talking about this
Yeah,
was,
you did.
show me something else from the Splinter Cell group. Something completely different. But now that I see Sam Fisher there, I'm like, oh, fuck, great. The other thing is, Netflix are home to another anime called Ajin. Now, Ajin is the same... This actually goes back to what we're talking about, art style and stuff like that. It has the same art style as this Splinter Cell game. Splinter Cell show, thank you. And all, like, as soon as I saw it, I went, if it gets the same... Ajin is not a good show. It's not.
Okay.
And if it gets the same treatment as that, as just a random show in that art style, and just goes from point A to point B, and it's done and dusted, I'm like, fuck, no. And I don't like that kind of merger. I think it is. I need to see like actual footage of it before I make a proper thing, but I'll say what I don't want from it. If it's a merger of 2D or 3D, or if it's just a 3D animated anime, fuck, it's not gonna look great at all. I was really hoping for a good old fashioned just 2D one. Fucking plop it in there, because that shit has like, you can do the real cool stuff with that. You can really have the spy stuff with it. But this like 3D thing just looks stupid. It just doesn't look good.
Yeah, I mean, we only have a picture, so that's like we're basing a lot of, which is one
Yeah.
picture, so we could definitely be wrong. But it's not looking good from the first picture.
It's not.
And he looks a lot older, so it looks like it is going to be like an old Sam Fisher.
Well, he looks like Zero, the character Zero in Rainbow Six, and that's
Yeah.
that's unusual and confusing to me.
Yeah. So not great there.
No.
But the other Ubisoft thing is
Things.
one of them is the Far Cry Netflix TV show.
We're getting two of them, aren't we?
Two?
Yeah,
God.
I think we're getting two of them.
Oh God. Why?
I don't know.
The Far Cry TV show is so strange to me. I don't get it
I don't get it either.
or care. I don't really care about it. To be honest,
There's a.
it's just so strange.
Oh, that was the other one. Is it two? It might just be the one. I thought there was two series, but yeah, it's also Blood Dragon. Wait, okay, and if I look at the picture that's associated with, it's just 8-bit thing. Never mind. It's Blood Dragon, so everyone doesn't know that it's the real wacky, just sci-fi, completely takes the piss out of itself game kind of DLC, and that's that's okay. Honestly, I'm alright with them going that way with it because it's hilarious and it's so out there and it's perfect for an anime style thing. But if they go 3D with it, oh, they need to stop.
Yeah. I don't know. This is such a weird one.
What's the other
It's so
Ubisoft
weird.
thing? That
I don't think it's another Ubisoft. I know that Netflix are doing a Cuphead
okay.
TV show.
I want to just go through the video game things that are coming out. We have the Far Cry one. That is 1. We have a Splinter Cell one. That is 2. We have a Cuphead one. That is 3. We have a Resident Evil one. That is 4. We have another Resident Evil one. That is 5.
It's insane.
It's ridiculous.
They're coming out. But, like, Cupheads.
Yeah.
That's such a weird one. Like, I can justify Splinter Cell. I can justify Far Cry. But Cupheads, that's such a weird one.
I think there is another Far Cry animated series coming into it. But, yeah, Cupheads is such a fucking... Like, I can see the Resident Evil one being a live-action thing. That's okay. I also don't really love some of the casting for it. One, for an obvious reason. Actually, no, one for an unobvious reason, because I can't get another character out of my head when I see him. But, like, Cupheads is such an unusual one, because they're obviously going to go for that 1940s style of show.
Yeah.
They obviously are, I've seen the thing. 20s and 30s, sorry, there we are. I don't know what the hell it's going to be, though.
Yeah. I don't know either. If they do, like, just the game in a TV show, that's gonna be suck.
How are you going to do boss fights in a game?
That's what I'm thinking, like.
Yeah, I'd be like trying to make a Dark Souls
they've casted the Dice King. They've casted the Dice King, so they are going to go that route.
Yeah.
But, like, I mean, you fight a carrot that turns
Wayne
into
Brady is the King Dice? Oh, everything has changed.
So I don't know. It's so weird. I think they gave us a teaser.
They did.
I don't know how to feel about
Wayne
it.
Brady! I know, I could
What?
listen to that man for years on end.
Yeah. I mean, the animation style is beautiful.
Oh, that too.
Absolutely beautiful. It really sticks to the game animation style. Beautiful. But I don't know what way they're gonna go about it, because, like you said, how are they gonna do boss fights?
Yeah.
You know, what are boss fights gonna be like?
Because it would be like trying to make a Dark Souls game and make those boss fights. Like, if you were trying to make any boss fight into a big thing, I'm going to use Dark Souls just as an example because it's one I've properly played. Like, if I was going to go into the Abyss Watchers, that has my favorite boss theme of all time. I absolutely love it so much. But when I'm playing, I'm in that moment, I hear that music, it's great. But if I watch a series on it, and I go into that, and I hear the same music, and I see the same things, I'm just going to be like, it's not going to have the same thing at all, because I was in that situation, and my fight is not going to be the fight that's represented on that thing at all. So what the hell is this going to be?
I really don't know. It's gonna be a weird one, all right. I mean, they could do it well.
True.
It could have potential, but it's such a weird one that I don't know, to be honest.
Yeah, I really don't know.
Yeah, so weird, so strange.
Yeah.
But yeah, do you have anything else?
Just besides the sheer amount of video game things that's out there at the moment is crazy. There's still a load of superhero things, and like we're getting closer and closer to more to the ending of there's the last thing that we kind of have to talk about that I'm surprised you haven't brought up is Brooklyn Nine-Nine season 8 has wrapped filming.
Yes, it has wrapped filming. Very emotional. Wrapped filming for the last season ever. That's crazy.
Yeah.
I am okay with it though. Like, I'm not too upset with it because I feel like we've always said, it's good when they know when to stop.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they were cancelled. They were picked up. They changed the kind of the tone of the show. So like, I think it's a good idea from them to just, you know, be like, you know what, we should just stop before we are stopped, or we're just stopped because we suck.
Yeah.
You know, so yeah.
Stop before we're stopped from a show, as you say, we're cancelled and pick back up.
Exactly. Yeah, like they've already been cancelled, so like might as well stop on a high. Oh yeah, but it's a great show. What a show, really funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll miss it though.
Yeah, we'll all miss it, really.
Yeah. Some of those, just even if you don't want to watch the show, just funny bits on YouTube are brilliant. They're just brilliant. Yeah. Well,
Yeah, I guess.
Way to bring down the mood.
Yeah, I guess on that kind of saddening note, we'll kind of end it there. And as you said, next week we'll be focused on the absolute treasure trove, and I mean, hopefully I'm not eating my own words when I say that, treasure trove of video game stuff that we're going to have to shovel our way through next week. So
yeah, we can hope that it'll be, at least hopefully it'll be a good, not everything a bad note, you know. I hope there's more good than bad.
There's good reason for there to be, but there's also just as good reason for it all to burn around us.
Exactly. So yeah, thanks for listening, and make sure to follow us on Instagram, where we post reviews and all that fun stuff on there, and go on to YouTube and subscribe. We got Let's Plays, we got the podcast, you know, we got lots of stuff there as well. So
please watch the Let's Plays. They are an absolute dick to record, and if you don't believe me, wait for it till that'll be out by this point. Watch part 3 of Fallout and you'll understand why.
Oh, but they're so funny.
Thank you.
They're brilliant.
Yeah,
they're really good. And I'm not just saying that so you go watch it. Like, this genuinely, I had my doubts on him, and he proved me wrong. That man knows how to record VR.
I'm not doing it again. I'm doing a normal game next. I'm doing it's going to be a difficult game, but I'm doing a normal game next. But until then, thank you for listening. Bye bye.
Thanks for listening. Bye bye.